just to keep the background noise to a minimum. Okay, are we all good? Okay, so now I do an official welcome to everyone who joined us here today and to anyone who will listen and watch the video later on. So my name is Dr. Anne Martin. I am a research fellow at the University of Glasgow. We are based in the School of Health and Wellbeing, and I'm here today with my colleague, Dr. Ollie Trainer. Ollie, you want to say who you are?
Yep. Hi, folks. Yeah, my name's Ollie. I am a research assistant at the University of Glasgow. Yeah, recently finished my PhD under Anne's supervision, looking at the factors that influence outdoor nature-based play and learning in the early years setting, specifically in Glasgow. I was partly funded by Glasgow City Council, so maybe some of you are here whose settings actually participated in my PhD, and it's all fed into this resource that we're building as well.
Yeah, thanks, Ollie. So, and today is really about telling you about the training resource, but also a bit of the background of how we came about generating the content that is on the website. Ollie is screen sharing, so I keep saying next slide when I want to move on. So next slide, please, Ollie. So we have wider team though, so it's not just Ollie and me who have put a lot of work into the content, but also the conceptualization of the website. So we have our colleague, Dr. Paul McCrory and Dr. Everett Johnston have been involved in pretty much everything that's on the website. And Mary Ferris from Thrive Outdoors, which is part of Inspiring Scotland, many of you will know Mary, has helped us conceptualizing the website and generating some of the content as well. So she is a very close partner when it came to developing the website. Next slide, please. So, and our objectives, it's an animated, yeah. Objectives are for us to give you hopefully a bit better understanding of the complexity of developing and delivering nature-based play and learning experiences. So this is the term that we use for outdoor play and learning, because it's important to us to distinguish that between outdoor play and nature-based play. Because of course, nature-based play is outdoors mainly and should be, but not all outdoor play involves natural elements. So, and we are quite keen to have an emphasis on engaging with and in nature and playing and learning with and in nature. So the second objective is to find out more about the content and the use of the online training resource as a professional development tool for identifying opportunities to develop and deliver nature-based play and learning experiences in the early years setting or in other early years childcare settings. So, and yeah, we hope that you find the tool useful, and you will see Ollie will share the screens later on of the website. You can leave us feedback as well, and we will can respond to it. So, but let's dive a bit deeper into what you will see and where it all started. So what you see here, this is what we call a systems map. And this is kind of the foundation of the training tool. And probably by now you realize, oh my God, this is so complicated, so many dots, arrows, pluses and minuses and colors and writing, and this is quite difficult to comprehend. And we agree with you. And this is why not only can stay on that slide. And this is why we thought no one can use this. This is too complicated. So, and therefore we developed the website. But what this map is really showing are the factors that influence the delivery and the development of outdoor play and learning opportunities for children nature-based play and learning. So and we have developed this map from 2020, and we worked with early years practitioners, managers of settings, providers, and other third sector organizations like Play Scotland and also Thrive Outdoors. And we had care inspectorate representatives and representatives of the Scottish Government to help us think through the factors and how they are connected and how they influence each other. And the website is pretty much based on an older version of the map, we have to say, because very recently, pretty much 3 weeks ago, as of 3 weeks ago, we updated the map, including the into the map and also the children. The children's voices are not yet seen here, but we have worked with children as well, and we will add their voices too. And so the kind of very bright green dots are the parental factors. And here you can see how they feed into factors related to the practice of outdoor play and learning in the ELC setting, or resources or attributes of educators. So we will continue developing the map and also the resource. But as the training resource stands, it's already valid, as we say, because we keep working with different practitioners in different areas of the country, and we pretty much hear the same thing. So we keep validating the content, the relationships. So, and why have we even developed this kind of map? So traditionally, for health promotion, or even educational interventions, people tend to want to change an outcome and pick maybe one aspect of practice, let's say, where the outcome could potentially be changed. And we know by just having this kind of isolated, singular, linear way of looking at cause and effect, intervention, outcome, doesn't really result in sustainable benefits. And this notion of systems thinking, which involves mapping of system factors, is fairly common, and more common now in public health. In the public health, has not so much been done in the education system. Or with the education system, but we started off doing it in the early years system to really understand the connection, the interconnectedness between factors, and those factors that have a lot of arrows going in and a lot of arrows going out, we call them leverage points. So these are factors, if they are intervened on, they tend to have the greatest effect across the entire system because they are so well connected. So, and what do we do with the map? So you can go to the next slide, Ollie, please. So what we wanted to do, and it took us quite a while to come up with a way of breaking down the map, in a, hopefully you will tell us, a practical and user-friendly way to convey the complexity and the concepts. So as mentioned, with Mary Ferris from Thrive Outdoors, we kind of sat in the room and started thinking around those leverage points, and we talk you through them in a minute as well. The website is structured along those leverage points. What we could do with it, and we came up with kind of guiding questions, phrases, kind of thing, that you will see in a minute, and then we talk through each of the loops. So all the factors are in one way or another forming a loop, a closed loop, and this is how the big complex map is broken down into smaller chunks. So once we have developed the content, we had developed the content. Ollie went away, and this is how he then met Liz to do user testing. So Ollie, do you want to quickly share the methods that you used for the user testing and what we did with it then?
Yeah, so I mean, we approached a whole group of practitioners, managers, service providers, decision makers, and not just in earlier settings, but also in the third sector. So colleagues from Inspiring Scotland, and we wanted to test the website, basically, figure out whether the message that we're trying to get across is being received. So does the content make sense? Is the map, it's a complex map, but is it broken down enough to be able to understand? So yeah, we did. I did use testing for about 10 people, I believe. A lot of great feedback we received, and then we tried to apply as much of it as possible. Do you want me to go on to the next slide, Anne?
Yeah. So Ollie will talk you through this. These are screenshots now from the website. Ollie will talk you through a bit what you will see, and then we will actually go onto the website and explain a bit further how you can use it.
So yeah, as Anne says, these are screenshots. Once you go onto the welcome page, there's a nice video that you can watch by our colleague Paul, who explains the sort of field and why we do research in this field. You can then scroll down and you can choose what role you identify as. So are you a practitioner? Are you a nursery manager? Are you a service provider? You choose one of these roles, and then you've got the options within the drop-down menus. So whether you'd like to know more about, then you get an option of our 5 leverage points, which Anne touched upon within the map, and then an option of what we can tell you more about. So, for example, you can choose nursery manager. You then see you can choose whichever leverage point you want here. So, if you want to know more about how your setting can use the naturalized outdoor space that they have access to, how your setting can improve practitioner confidence in outdoor nature-based experiences, providing nature-based experiences, how you can improve your practitioner agency, so feelings of autonomy or self-empowerment of being able to deliver outdoor nature-based experiences, how you might be able to improve the culture within your setting of nature provision, and also whether you'd like to know more about perceived child safety and enjoyment. And we call it perceived child safety and enjoyment because how we collected this information was very much from practitioners and service providers, so it's their understanding of how a child might enjoy nature-based experiences. As Anne said, we've now done work with children. We've got children's voices, which will be added to the website soon. So then once you choose one of the leverage factors you want to know more about, you can then choose one of these sort of concepts or themes that we identified with discussions from Inspiring Scotland and Mary Ferris of how these leverage points can actually be practically used by yourselves. So after you choose each of these options, you'll then get taken to another page. So this is just an example, and we'll run through it. This is an example of how to gain confidence in your staff's ability to facilitate engaging risky play. So that you can then start the presentation, and that will take you through the systems map broken down into more digestible factors and loops. Within this page, also at the bottom, we've also got external resources, which we hope you'll find really useful. and give us feedback on. This was a major part of the user testing as well. So these external resources will relate to the theme which you've chosen to understand more about. And then there's related content as well, which is a subsection which will then take you back to, you know, another loop, which you could explore more. So hopefully this works now. I'm going to go on the website and we'll do a wee run through. Do you all see the website, or do you see my calendar?
What do we see? It's the website.
The website? Great.
Yeah, no calendar.
Okay, so as you can see, this is the welcome page here. And, you know, if we just go back a few steps, one of the reasons, you know, why we do research in this field and why we get lots of funding for it, is, you know, the understanding there's this, we're very aware, you know, in earlier setting, there's different models of provision of outdoor nature-based play and learning. You've got your fully outdoors, your free flows. Traditional settings might be attached to, you know, a primary school, and then your fully outdoor settings, which, you know, are you know, private funded or voluntary sector. So quality can vary within these settings depending on what resources you have access to. And there's this term that is being coined in academia that is called sort of equigenesis, or the ecogenic effect of, you know, certain features within the social and natural environment that can improve well-being. And there's research to show that particular features can actually improve the well-being for the most disadvantaged in society more than the most advantaged. So the ecogenic effect of nature exposure has potential to improve, you know, children in the less affluent communities more so than our affluent peers. So this is a big reason why, you know, we'd like to explore this area more, because, you know, providing outdoor nature-based experiences is very much a low cost, but low cost, high reward. So you can have an impact on a generation of children by, you know, just grappling with how to really provide great nature-based experiences within earlier settings over and above, you know, other environmental exposures. So that's just a wee rant. So if we're on the welcome page now, we can then choose whether we want to identify as a practitioner, a manager, or a service provider. So we can go with manager. Does anybody have a particular option they want to choose?
You can just write in the chat what you're interested in. So you can probably, if you can figure that for either of the roles, there is overlap in some of the topics, but for some topics they only appear for managers rather than practitioners out of relevance.
Okay, so someone's asked for use of naturalized outdoor space. So what shall we go with manager first then? We're jumping ahead to the next option. We'll go with manager then. And then I'd like to know more about, so Claire has asked for use of the naturalized outdoor space. So again, like I said, these are the leverage points within our systems map. So these are the 5 areas within the map that if you invest your resources, you're more likely to receive the largest return on your investment. So we use use of the naturalized outdoor space, and we can tell you more about. So these are the options. I'll read them out. I've got quite a sore throat, so excuse me if I get a dry mouth. So how to develop daily nature play, how to gain confidence in developing your outdoor space to create engaging nature-based play and learning experiences, how you can be proactive in developing your outdoor space to create nature-based play and learning experiences. So there's confidence there and there's proactiveness. How your staff can be proactive in developing your outdoor space to create engaging nature-based experiences. How you can be confident in your staff's ability in developing an outdoor space to create engaging nature-based experiences. We can tell you more about the importance of being equipped with the knowledge and understanding. While I'm reading these out, if one in particular you like, please type it in to the chat. And we can tell you more about how to gain confidence in creating and adding natural elements in your nature-based outdoor play and learning environment. So as you can see, these all relate to the use of the naturalized outdoor space, and they're targeted at the manager of a particular setting. So which one is of interest? Feel free to write it in the chat or shout at me. The first one. Okay, that's easy. How to develop nature play. Right, let's do that. So once you choose your options, you're then taken to this next page. It shows the theme that you chose in the first page, which is the use of the naturalized outdoor space. So that's the leverage factor. And then we can tell you more about how to develop nature play, daily nature play. So you then scroll down and there's a start presentation function. We press that and then that will take us to the map. But before I press that, as I said in the presentation, if you scroll down, you then have access to all of these external resources. These are resources which we've identified, with Maniferis and through our user testing as useful, and they relate specifically to the factor that you've identified, the leverage factor that you want to know more about. Once we go through this presentation, we can then look at some of the external resources. And importantly, during this session as well, if you're looking at some of these external resources and you think, I think something else should be in there, please put that in the chat while we're progressing here, or email us. You then have related content as well, which takes you to another theme within the map. So if we go ahead here, start the presentation. So what you see here is the big systems map. It looks very much like Spaghetti Junction, and it can be, difficult to get your head around. The first slides of whatever factor you choose, you're always directed to this first page, which just introduces the systems map, what the arrows mean and the pluses and minuses. So you can see the solid arrows connect. So if we go down here, for example, the solid arrows connect two factors together. And if it's a plus, then it means that one leads to an increase in the other. If we have a dotted arrow, then it's the opposite. It means the opposite effect. So for example, here, if we've got increased shared values amongst educators in a setting, this reduces practitioner turnover in a setting. So that's just an example. You can see also there's a legend. The legend's not here, but there's the legend. Once you look at the map as a whole, you see the legend. We've got green for family factors, the purple for ELC factors, so the setting factors, the sort of, teal turquoise color is practitioner factors. Orange is resources. and pink are child-related factors. So if we go ahead and move to the next slide, you can then see here, this is children's play and learning experiences outdoors. So this all relates to the theme that you've chose, which is how to develop nature play. So in this loop, you can see how the staff to child ratio and the use of natural outdoor space influence the number of children experiencing nature-based ELC. The numbers of children increases, then the staff to child ratio lowers, and this reduces the use of natural outdoor space. This in turn reduces the number of children experiencing nature-based ELC. So this is another loop associated with your theme of how to develop nature play. So the practice of nature-based ELC. So the use of the outdoor space with nature is central to a host of factors, linking to the practice of nature-based ELC as a whole, and directly feeds into the resource factors over here, which is practitioner time, opportunities, training opportunities, and time to receive training. So the more nature-based ELC is prioritized by the setting, then the more time for practitioners, need to be freed up to enable them to go to training and experience training and how to create engaging nature-based play and learning experiences. This in turn increases practitioner knowledge and practitioner confidence. This then increases practitioner motivation to provide nature-based experiences and reduces practitioner turnover within the setting. A reduction in practitioner turnover increases practitioner agency to deliver nature-based experiences. This increases shared values amongst educators within the same setting. This then improves the culture of outdoor play and learning within a setting and leads back to increased use of the outdoor space. So you can see it's a sort of feedback loop, and this systems map is made up of a lot of feedback loops that all connect into each other like a big system. And now this just then invites you to explore the map for yourself. So that is the loops that are associated with the theme of how to develop nature play. So if we scroll down now, like I said, we've got these external resources related to how to provide daily outdoor nature play. So because that is quite, a general theme, the resources can be quite general. Some other themes are far more specific, so you'll get more specific resources. So a lot of these I'm sure you'll be aware of, like Doubt to Play and Realising Ambition. If we just go into one, we go into Out to Play. Well, we'll go into this, a naturalised outdoor space for babies. So this is a resource for using your outdoor space specifically for younger groups of children. So if you're struggling with, you might know what to do with the 3 to 5 year olds, but those settings that have 0 to 2 year olds, this is a great resource. Okay. There's then related content which would take you back to another loop. So we can choose any of these. Anyone have particular interest?
Ollie, can I chip in before you move to another topic? Can you go back to the presentation and show that when you the map, the overall map? No, the presentation as in on the website. Sorry.
Oh.
Because you can click on each of the round dots, the colored dots, and it gives you an explanation of what we and obviously the people who created the map, the practitioners, the managers, what we mean by it. Yeah, if you just click on use of natural outdoor space, for example. Yeah. So there's a kind of a definition, or if you click on perceived child safety and enjoyment, there you see what we how we conceptualized and define each of these factors. So, and the last slide on each presentation is the entire map and kind of invites you to click through the factors that you are interested in. And just to clarify again, the plus sign doesn't necessarily mean that that something increases. The plus really just means both of the factors move in the same direction. It can also both move in, like they can both reduce, and that also means a plus. And the minus means two factors that are connected with a line, a dotted line with a minus, they move in the opposite direction. One goes up, one goes down. So that can be a bit confusing. Okay, that's all I wanted to add.
Okay, so that's you can explore the map as much as you want. You can go back to the start, and then you can explore as a practitioner or a service provider. There's other elements within the web page as well. So you can see there's an About Us section, another video of Paul, and then there's a description of the colleagues who were involved in the development of this and contact details. You also see the research that underpins this work and all the other research that we do in this field. It is all open access as well. So if you are interested, it's a great way. It's an easy way to look at all the research that's been going on. But it's been going on in Scotland anyway. There's loads of research going on around the world. But what we do anyway for informing outdoor nature-based play and learning provision. And then there's also additional, so these are research articles, so there's also additional sort of publications. We do have book chapters as well that will be linked here in the future. There's also a contact us section. So if there's anything that you want to know, that you're interested in, feedback, particularly feedback, you can put in your details here and send us an email. Is there anything else you want to run through in the map, Anne? Or will we go into our polls? We've got about a few Mentimeter polls for you to participate in.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe we can give the people who joined the call the opportunity to ask questions, or do you want to see another example? For example, any of the other leverage points and what you might see there. Just give you a bit of space to express what and digest what you've just seen, and or Liz, if you want to say something before we kind of ask a few questions and capture the answers through the Menti poll.
I can only imagine people are doing what I did the first time I saw it, and you want to go and click on everything and read the next wee bit and go back. I think looking at it again, for me, I'm thinking if you're really trying to develop something, I know one of my link settings is on just now, and I probably know exactly where they're at. In terms of their self-evaluation process, it's really helpful because it helps you just to do it in a stage at a time instead of trying to do something that's a really, really big project. So yeah, it's great. I hope other people are feeling like that. Maybe that's something they'd want to put in the chat or come on and comment on.
Yeah, I can also add that because we used the map quite a few times now with practitioners all over the country, and it's what is so interesting. Just last week we actually did, and it's interesting to see how context specific this map is being used. So even though the factors are quite generic, but every practitioner, every manager is looking at it from obviously their setting, and then the actions you might develop are very unique to your setting and to your understanding of where you want to be in terms of outdoor play and learning provision. Yeah. Is there anything in the chat? No. Okay. Should we run through another example? We still have a bit of time.
Yeah,
Liz is nodding. Okay, yeah.
So we can go for a service provider or practitioner. Anyone got? Feel free to just use the chat. You don't need to speak.
We have a few key workers here, at least one I saw in the chat. So maybe practitioners is a good one to choose.
Okay, so we'll go with practitioner. Again, we get the choices of each leverage factor. So the use of the naturalized outdoor space, practitioner confidence, practitioner agency, culture of nature-based DLC, and perceived child safety and enjoyment. Often practitioner confidence is the most popular one, so I'm going to guess that that's what you guys would choose. So, and then again, you get options. We can tell you more about how to gain confidence in facilitating nature-based play and learning experiences that meet the curriculum for excellence, how to gain confidence in your ability to extend children's learning in a naturalized outdoor environment, how to gain confidence in your ability to create provocations to invite children's nature-based outdoor play, how to trust your ability to assess benefits and risks to keep children safe, how to trust your colleagues' ability to assess benefits and risks to keep children safe, and how you can gain confidence in children's ability to assess risk and safety while playing outdoors in nature. Anything there of interest to anyone? Well, I know they're all of interest, but anyone in particular? We go for risk benefit. Only with our previous workshops we've been doing, that's always one that that comes up. It's really important. Okay, so just like the other theme we went through, you're then brought to this screen. Again, it confirms the leverage point that you chose, which is practitioner confidence, and the area you want to know more about, which is how to trust your ability to assess benefits and risks to keep children safe. So you're then presented again with the start presentation function. And just like the other theme that we went through, you're given a description of the general map, what the plus and minuses mean, and the solid and broken lines. So, big loop. So this is the benefits risks loop. So by regularly carrying out benefit risk assessments, you can be confident in your ability to keep children safe while participating in risky play. So ELC settings that frequently assess whether benefits overcome the risks regarding nature-based play and learning experiences are more likely to have an improved perception of children's safety and enjoyment. Again, like I said before, it's the practitioner's perceived perception of the child, unless you ask the child. So positive child safety and enjoyment perceived by practitioners increases practitioner confidence. This increases the trust that both practitioners and parents have in practitioners to support positive risk-taking behaviour within the nature-based environment. So improved trust then reduces the fear of risk amongst practitioners within the outdoor nature-based environment. So a reduced fear of risk, increases positive risky play within the outdoor nature-based environment. This then improves the culture of outdoor play and learning within the ELC setting, which reduces perceived risks. Again, leads to increased benefit risk assessment, and again, the loop. It feeds back into the loop again. So that's a good example, because sometimes that's quite a hard one to get your head around. So hopefully, and you all can return to this in your free time. So, excuse me. So formal capacity building and sharing. So this is another loop within how to trust your ability to assess benefit risk to keep children safe. So the more the natural outdoor space is used, the more training that is required for practitioners to deliver nature-based experiences. So formal training are opportunities to gain knowledge on how to support nature-based play and learning experiences, such as, risk-benefit assessments. So practitioners, so with the increased use of natural outdoor space, more time for training and access to training is required. So increased practitioner training then increases practitioner knowledge on how to support nature-based play and learning experiences. Practitioners with increased knowledge have improved confidence and in turn motivation to support children's risky play. Increased motivation amongst practitioners then results in less practitioners leaving the ELC setting. That increases practitioner agency, and again, increased use of the natural outdoor space. So this loop is now informal capacity building. So we had formal capacity building. This is informal capacity building. So this loop shows how opportunities for informal capacity building can help you gain confidence in your staff's ability to facilitate risky play in a naturalized outdoor environment. So by informal capacity building, we mean opportunities such as peer learning visits and skill shares, so sort of on-the-job type. Increasing the use of the natural outdoor space increases opportunities for feedback on nature-based play and learning practice. So this is like informal feedback. These informal conversations between colleagues can create a pedagogy of listening. So a pedagogy of listening helps both practitioners and children identify meaning and understanding in what they do. So listening to others increases practitioner knowledge, in turn increasing practitioner confidence and motivation, and again goes back into reducing practitioner turnover, increasing practitioner agency, and feeding back into the increased use of the natural outdoor space. So hopefully you're starting to realize that some of this is repetitive, and that's the point, and hopefully you're understanding that, because it's the wider system and it shows how, these 5 key leverage points, which we have the options of choosing, influence all these other factors in the system. So this is then another loop of practitioner-child relationships. So understanding the practitioner-child relationship as it relates to risk-benefit assessment in a naturalized outdoor environment can help you be confident in your ability to keep children safe while participating in risky play. So the more the natural outdoor space is used, the more training that is required for practitioners to deliver nature-based experiences. So formal training are opportunities again to gain knowledge and extend children's learning in a naturalized environment. And increased training improves practitioner knowledge and use of their knowledge. use of knowledge and increased practitioner-child interactions in the outdoor environment. So, so increased knowledge, use of knowledge, and shared experiences of the outdoors. That increases the quality of outdoor nature-based ELC. So this increases the motivation of children. So quality provision of nature-based ELC, so I'm putting myself in tongue twisters, increases the motivation of children to play and interact with practitioners within the natural outdoor environment. So child motivation to be outdoors increases practitioner confidence in delivering nature-based experiences, in turn increasing the motivation to provide quality nature-based experiences. So increased motivation then reduces practitioner turnover, which increases practitioner agency of being able to extend children's learning while in a naturalized outdoor environment. And again, this feeds back into the loop, so increased agency then increases the use of the natural outdoor space. So that's all the factors influencing that theme, or the loops rather. And again, if you scroll down, it then invites you to explore the external resources associated with risk-benefit analysis, balancing the provision of risky play. So again, these are probably resources that you know. If you know of any others, please do let us know in the chat or email us. So for example, if we click on this one, risk benefit assessment form, this will take you to Play Scotland's, and a good resource if your setting doesn't already have one, to use in your outdoor environment to assess the risk and benefits and risks. And again, you can click on related content, which will take you back to another loop. So I'll open the floor again to questions if anybody has any, and then we can go on to our a few Menti questions.
Okay, yeah, I don't see any questions in the chat, so maybe we can show the QR code to access the Menti poll. So if you have a mobile phone on your hand, so maybe you can scan the QR code or go to menti.com on your on another device. Well, thanks, Claire, for the feedback. And Ollie, will you share the results of Menti as well?
Yes, what I can actually do is I can share my screen with the Menti. It just means the QR code will disappear, but there's still the code up above.
Yeah.
There's still the code up above if people see that. Yeah.
If you access Menti through the website, then you need to enter the numbers you see there, 81871748. Is that also the some already start answering? I wonder, but you know how to do that exactly.
Yeah. So anyone who hasn't done it yet, it's just menti.com and the code that's above.
Okay, we have 19 people who already completed or answered the first question. Okay, you can wait a little longer, maybe for a couple more to answer.
Hi, Mary from Arnahoe. It's nice for you to send a message. Hope you're well. We can wait a few more minutes because I think there's 26 in the call. So. It's great feedback so far. That's good to know.
Okay, I think we can move on because we have a couple of questions.
Okay, how do I get into it? There we go.
So the next one is, how likely are you, or you didn't even respond to the first one, how likely are you to share this website with your colleagues? Oh, Ollie, do you see in the chat? Someone is asking if you could share the QR code again to access the...
Because I'm sharing screen, it's a bit more difficult.
There we go.
All right, well, I can just do it like that.
There is it. The copy of the slides, yeah, we can share the slides. We will have the presentation. So in case you joined later, we record the session. So the all of what's being, what we've said will be on the video. And the video will be shared. Liz, remind me, where is that?
We'll put it on the ELC Outdoors page in Glasgow online, but I'll drop a wee email out to everybody as well when I've got the code for the link. I was looking at the code there. The link for the video recording.
Okay, thanks,
We'll
Liz.
send it out to everyone.
Thank you. So shall we see the answers to question 2? So
yeah.
Most of you said you're very likely, and there are 3 that said unlikely. Oh, that's something I would like to know more about. So if those who want to, if you feel confident sharing why you are unlikely to share the website with colleagues in the chat, that would be helpful for us to understand.
I think in the next questions as well, this is the Mentimeter is an anonymous format, so you can also, there's an open box where you can also add why it might be that you're unlikely. Well, the next question after this.
Yeah, the next question is, how likely are you to use the website as part of your own personal development? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So again, most said very likely, somewhat likely, and I wonder if it's the 3 same people saying unlikely, that you would not use the website as part of your own professional development. Maybe you know everything already there on outdoor play and how to develop and deliver outdoor play, nature-based play and learning would be wonderful. Should we move on to the next question? I'm just conscious of the time. So for those who are managers here, early years managers or leads, how can you give time to your practitioners in your setting to make use of the website as part of their professional development, should you be interested in your colleagues using the website? This, I guess, is free text responses, Ollie?
Yes, free text.
So because we know the challenges of freeing up time, because practitioners' day-to-day job is to be with the children and to offer play and learning opportunities. So what could you do to create space for your practitioners to do more professional development on the topic? Oh, for someone it's not relevant, maybe for the childminders. To ask the manager, as a practitioner, I will need to ask my manager for time to use this. Any manager here on the call or on the in the session who, if you would be asked, if a practitioner comes to you and say, oh, I'd like to take time out during my working hours to do this. And in-service day, okay, there's an option to dedicate time during an in-service day. Okay, the outdoor champion. And then is the idea that the outdoor champion would complete the like go through the website, gain knowledge, and then pass on the knowledge to the colleagues through informal capacity building? I wonder. The staff will be emailed contacts of the website to use for their own professional development and may use some of the presentations from the website at an in-service day training. So that seems to be a recurrent theme on using the in-service day. Allow staff to use their paperwork time to make use of the website. For context, can someone write how much time there is for the paperwork time?
Yes.
How much time is allocated?
I see the bottom one. I don't know if that's a particular setting. Practitioners in Quarry Bay get 30 minutes reading time each week. I'm sure they'd be happy to explore this then. Outdoor Champion could also work with staff with this. That sounds like a great opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Great.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. There's another question or two. Oh, there was just the answer. Sorry, that we capture all the answers that are still put in for the past question, and we will read this. Thank you. So, what specific 1 hour and a half per week? Okay, so 90 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. What specific aspects of nature play provision would you like more help with?
Maybe it's something that's not captured in our map yet. Maybe that's why some people don't find it useful. So we would love to know. And maybe it's something that we could explore. Parental involvement. Is anybody able to expand on that a wee bit more in the text?
So, yeah, that would be interesting to hear, because since we've talked to a number of parents and have some insights from what they would like, would be good to hear how you could see parental involvement helping you to create outdoor nature play experiences for children. The resources and ideas. Nature resources, interesting. Great. Oh, we are running over time. Supporting parental involvement. Okay, that's very promising. That is of interest, because we really got quite some insight there. Play ideas, additional support. Yeah, additional support, needs school, more resources. Thank you for sharing that. Excellent. Okay, let's go to the next question. Is there another one?
Yeah, I believe this is the last one.
This is the last one. Thank you for your patience there, everyone. We know we run over time a bit. Is there an appetite from anyone who's still on the call for in-person workshops to explore the systems map and website in greater detail, so potentially during an in-service day session?
And we're very open to suggestions of how it can be improved as well. It doesn't have to be the exact same format that we've just done. If you've got suggestions of how we could deliver it for better usage. Those of you who are interested in it being an in-service day, I'll put my email address in the chat, and then you can follow up with us if you like.
Yeah. That or through Liz if you wanted to, or our contact details are on the website as well.
Yeah.
So if you go to contact us, then it sends it straight to Yeah, I see a few people would need to leave now. Thank you all so much for joining the session, for making the time. We know how precious the time is in your day, and any feedback is much appreciated. This is, yeah, and we are happy to come along and speak to some of your practitioners about it, brainstorm things, help you thinking through opportunities and possibilities, because a lot is probably already there. Right, then I bring this to a close. Unless Liz, you want to say something final before we say bye to everyone?
Just really appreciate everybody coming along today. I know your time is so precious just now, so it's just an amazing resource and hopefully help you when you get some of those wicked issues that we all get from time to time when we're trying to just extend children's opportunities outdoors. So hopefully it was helpful for me even some of the questions that have come up there, and just to thank you, Anne and Ollie, for giving us your time. It's really, really appreciated. So thank you very much, everyone.
Great. Yeah, thank you, and hope to see some of you very soon. And I'm glad to see that it has been helpful. Okay, thank you all so much. Bye. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
Tuesday.
Nice to meet you all.
Not sure if Claire and Look Who's Learning are still on the call, or maybe they've been called away and not logged off yet. Are you still recording, Ollie?
Oh, yes, I'll stop that.